Unbelievable. Finally, the almighty Mele Kyari has been sacked by President Bola Tinubu. And according to some quarters, they said this is the best decision President Bola Tinubu has ever made since he assumed office in 2023. So, if I should ask you this afternoon, do you agree with that school of thought that the sack of Mele Kyari, the NNPC boss, is the best decision ever made by President Bola Tinubu since he assumed office in 2023? Okay, for those that don't know this man, let me tell you some of those things that happened under this man's watch as NNPCL boss. According to some quarters, they said this man is even worse than Godwin Emefiele, the former CBN governor. Okay, under his watch, the 4 refineries we have in Nigeria went into comatose. You know, we have 4 refineries. We have one in Warri, we have one in Kaduna, we have 2 in Port Harcourt. But today, how many are working? Under this man's watch, virtually all the 4 refineries we have in Nigeria went down. And you can see where we are today. You can see how much we are buying fuel. We are one of the highest producers of crude oil in Africa. Even in the entire world, I think we should be in number 14 or number 15. Yet, you can see how much we are buying fuel at the filling station. You can see how much we are making from our own God-given crude oil in our own country. We are making nothing. Every year you keep on hearing that NNPC have done this, that they sold this amount of oil. Where are the records? Can somebody tell us the revenue we are making from crude oil daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly? Can somebody tell us the consumption of fuel in Nigeria today? Nobody can tell us. Yet we have an NNPC group director. What a shame. Okay, look at what happened when Dangote finally came up. It was a fight, a clash of titans between Dangote and NNPC. At first, they said they are not going to give Dangote crude oil in Naira, that they are only going to give Dangote oil in dollars. At the end of the day, after the masses came out to speak, they said, okay, we are going to give Dangote oil in Naira. And they started giving him. As soon as they started giving him oil in Naira, the next thing we heard is that, no, we are going to regulate you. We are going to tell him the amount, the price that he is going to sell to Nigerians. Dangote came out to tell Nigerians the price at which he sells his fuel. It now became a tug of war. Today, Dangote will be selling at 1,000. NNPC will be selling at 1,020 naira. Dangote will reduce it to 960 naira. NNPC will go to 980 naira. Dangote will go to 900. NNPC will go to 920. It became a tug of war between Dangote and NNPC. You know the person that is at the helm of affairs at the NNPC. He is no other person than Mele Kyari. Apart from that, according to reports, it was allegedly reported that during the administration of former President Ahmadu Buhari, billions of barrels of oil, Nigerian oil, was siphoned in China. It was reported that they use it as a collateral, that our oil, Nigerian-owned oil, were being taken to China as collateral. And according to report, it was reported allegedly that in the next 10-15 years, that this country is not going to make anything from the sales of crude oil. You will see them reporting that 2,000 barrels was lifted daily. 100 billions of barrels were lifted yearly. We are not going to make anything from it in the next 10-15 years. And who is at the helm of affairs? When these evils are being perpetuated against the people of Nigeria, he is no other person than Mele Kyari. You can see him. He is the one at the helm of affairs. Apart from that, you saw what happened during the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Also, it is in the news. I am not the one formulating it. They spent billions of dollars, Nigerian money, taxpayers' money, in search of crude oil in the north. Imagine, these guys spent billions of dollars in search of crude oil in Bauchi State, Nasarawa State. Today, have they ever lifted any crude oil from those states? Yet they paid billions of dollars in search of oil. What about the 4 towers of corruption? I mean the NNPC. He has destroyed the NNPC. What good can you say is coming from the NNPC? Nothing good is coming from them. In fact, if you talk about corruption in Nigeria today, NNPC is number 1. The den of corruption in Nigeria is NNPC. Once you solve the corruption happening in NNPC today, I am telling you, you have solved over 50% of corruption happening in Nigeria. Can you tell me that you have ever seen any place or any signpost or any advertisement where NNPC is advertising their job? Or can the NNPC under Mele Kyari's watch tell Nigerians this is the amount of fuel consumed by Nigerians on daily basis? Have you heard the NNPC telling Nigerians the revenue that they generate from crude oil on yearly basis or even on monthly basis? Or have you ever seen NNPC monthly or yearly account before? Since I was born and now I am getting old, I have never had anything like NNPC account or revenue from the NNPC. I have never heard of that. You can see why I said this is the best and the only decision ever taken by President Bola Tinubu since he assumed office as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is the only decision. This is the only good decision he has ever taken. According to some reporters, they said because the young man fell out or because there is a face-off between him and the presidency, that was why he was sacked. I don't care, because this man never meant well for the people of Nigeria since he assumed office as the NNPC boss. If you don't know, this man is worse than Godwin Emefiele. Everybody is saying Godwin Emefiele. What about Mele Kyari? He is the worst. But one thing I don't like about what happened is, after sacking this man, why should they replace him with a Yoruba man? Is Yoruba people the only people in Nigeria? Every appointment is now for Yoruba people. As soon as they sacked him, the name of the person I saw that replaced him is a Yoruba man. Yoruba is not the only tribe in Nigeria. Okay, this is where I am going to stop for today. What do you think? Do you support the sack of Mele Kyari? Drop a comment for me. Do you think it is the best decision ever made by President Bola Tinubu? Drop a comment for me.